There's always been a possibility that Aaron Rodgers does not get traded this offseason, but this NFL executive says the Packers are done with the former MVP. Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, we are talking a little more Aaron Rodgers action. This story coming from The Athletic. It is an article titled, "Could Tom Brady Play Again? Rodgers and the Packers' Future. Sando's Pick 6. This is Mike Sando of The Athletic and some, 6 points that he wanted to make. But one of them was the potential of where the Packers could trade Aaron Rodgers, or could he wind up being moved? Could he stay with the Packers or whatever? And this is the conversation he had with two different NFL executives or former NFL executives. So I wanted to look at his quotes and then, look at these quotes and then break it down and kind of discuss it on the other end. So starting out, I think the Packers are done with him. A long-time NFL executive said on the condition of anonymity for competitive reasons. The time to jump off was last year. They missed the ability to maximize their compensation, and they missed the playoffs. When they moved Davante Adams, they should have moved Aaron and said, we're starting over, and we have all these picks. They could have sent him to Denver. He goes on to say, I think he showed his true colors last offseason when he held them hostage and took $50 million a year, another executive said. He knew he could get the best deal from the Packers, and now that he has it, now that he has secured the bag, he is open to leaving. Tennessee is a great landing spot, the first executive said. I could totally see that. The second executive said, what about the Jets? To that, he replied, I just don't know what he's going to want. I just don't know that he is going to want to be in New York, the executive said. Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans seem more his pace. Whether Vrabel wants to put up with his shit, who knows? But Matt LaFleur was the offensive coordinator for Vrabel, so Vrabel could pick his brain. Robert Saleh and LaFleur are close. Those teams all have ties. When talking about Vegas, they say Vegas would be fine for him, the first executive said. It just seems like a weird fit. Rodgers' personality and Josh McDaniels. I think Josh would probably rather develop his own guy than have Rodgers, and I think he'd rather have Jimmy Garoppolo than Rodgers. That makes me feel kind of good, at least on the surface level here, because I think the Raiders are realistically the biggest hurdle for the New York Jets. Although I guess both of them, the Titans and the Raiders, the Titans have a little less cap space, so maybe not quite as much flexibility once you bring in Rodgers and trying to fill out the rest of the roster with talent. The Raiders have a good amount of cap space, similar to the Jets, and have higher picks. The Titans do too, but I think the Jets make the most sense, but it's weird that they say maybe he does not want to go to New York. And some of us have kind of speculated that he's more of a West Coast guy anyway, but when you start adding up all the different things and it's like, okay, well, we can surround him with a bunch of talent. We can, we have his offensive coordinator here. That's all huge. I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to learn a new offense. To me, the Vegas part at the end there with Josh McDaniels wanting Jimmy Garoppolo, I think that does make a lot of sense. McDaniels was one of the guys in New England that did not want to trade Jimmy to the San Francisco 49ers, and I think Jimmy probably does want to play in Vegas. It's always going to be about, does Vegas want Rodgers? So what does McDaniels want? If there's one thing we've known about McDaniels is he usually makes the wrong decision from all the different stops at coaching, in Denver, wound up bailing on the Colts, and then this past year with the Raiders, everything kind of went sideways, and they wound up losing 3 games after leading by 17 points. So if McDaniels is good for one thing, maybe it's screwing it all up and not possibly going after Aaron Rodgers. That would definitely make me feel really good. As far as the Titans, I don't know if their offensive line really has it. Luan just came out saying there's a really good chance that the Titans are going to wind up releasing him, and then he may end up retiring. So I think that looks even worse. I shouldn't even say that, because then they still want the tackle in Bakhtiari. I don't know what happens. I don't know where they go. But it's nice to think that a lot of the NFL executives think that, or I shouldn't say a lot, but some of these NFL executives think that Rodgers is not going to stay on the Packers. So if there were 4 options before, at least there's 3 options right now, at least seemingly on the surface. So I guess that makes me feel kind of good. Guys, let me know what you think about this article down below in the comments section. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is leaning any kind of way? How do you think his darkness retreat is going down in wherever he is? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.